we go. We are doing 10-1B, which is area of triangles. This should be not really new to you because you've done the area of a triangle before growing up. I don't remember what grade. You've probably covered it in several. Can you tell me the formula for the area of a triangle? Base times height, but you gotta do what to it? You gotta cut it in half, right? 1/2 times the base times the height. Here's why this works. If you think of a rectangle or a parallelogram, right? Parallelogram is base times height. If you take a rectangle or parallelogram and you cut it in half, you get 2 triangles, right? So it's half of the area of a rectangle or half of the area of a parallelogram. So that's why it's 1/2 base times height. So your triangle is gonna look like this, or an example of a triangle would look like this. Your height is always gonna be perpendicular to your base. So here's your base, here's your height, and then you do 1/2 times the base times the height to get your area. Okay? Good on that formula? Was that or you know what I do with my children? I make them say yes or no because is like, is that yes or no? I don't understand you right now.
To me when she's on the, like, if she's on the phone for work and I like write her a question, she'll be like, I'll be like, keep the phone and tell me yes or no. I don't know what that means.
My mom will tell me, don't say yeah.
Anyway, okay, this is like example 3 in the book. You will get a triangle, and where you have to be a little bit careful on these is what information you're actually using. So you'll get this set up. This is not really drawn to scale, sorry. This is 10 feet. This is 4 feet. And this is 6.4 feet. Okay, so we know the formula. The formula is area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. But you have to be a little bit careful because, like in this one, they give you 10 and they give you 4 and they give you 6.4. Which one would you say is your height? 6.4, okay? So H is 6.4. That's gonna go here. What's your base?
10 feet.
It's the 10, okay? But it's tempting to say it's 14 because they put this 4 in here. But that is not a side of your triangle, and your base always has to be a side of the triangle. So your base is just this, the 10. Your height is the 6.4. So you're gonna go 1/2 times 10 times 6.4 to get your area, which is going to give you 32. So your area is 32. How do you label area? Feet, feet squared, feet cubed. What is it? Feet squared. Yeah. Area is always feet squared, or units, whatever your units are, squared. So that would be the area of that triangle. Okay, so make sure you don't add this together if it's not part of the side of the triangle. That's just an extension of the side. Okay? So far, so good? Okay, what do you do with this one? This is 5 centimeters, 12 centimeters, and 13 centimeters. What is your base? What is your height? Your base always has to be a side of the triangle. Your height always has to be perpendicular to the base.
I'm struggling.
With what?
This sucker.
Oh.
Is 5 centimeters the height?
It can be. If 5 is the height, what's the base? 12. So your base and height here, in a right triangle, your base and height are interchangeable. You could use 5 as the base and 12 as the height, or vice versa. So we would do 1/2 times 12 times 5, and then simplify that. So your area is 6 times 5, or 30
But
square centimeters.
you don't do anything with the difference.
Nope. So there's usually going to be 3 pieces of information, and you have to pick out which 2 are the base and the height. Okay? What if it looks like this? There goes Ari again. Let's say this is 6, 8, and 10. What's your base and height now?
I got it. 8 is your base.
Okay. What's your height?
6.
Yes. So it's got to be the 2 that are perpendicular, right? Here and here. And again, it doesn't matter which one's base and which one's height, but you would go 1/2 times 8 times 6. So that would be 8 times 6 is 48. Cut in half is 24. And then whatever your units are squared. Okay? Good on that? All right, then the last type of problem, this is like example 4 in the book. And this one combines what we did yesterday with what we did today. I love these. You have this triangle. I'm going to tell you that this whole thing from end to end is 16 centimeters. This piece is 12 centimeters, and this side is 5 centimeters. Okay, I want to know the area of that whole figure, so the rectangle and the triangle. You don't multiply it all. You separate it, right? We have a triangle and we have a rectangle. So let's start with the area of the rectangle. We know that's base times height, right? What is your base and what is your height of the rectangle? So not 5 and 16.
Oh, 5 and 12.
5 and 12, right? So the area of the rectangle, you would do 5 times 12, so 60 square centimeters, okay? Then we want to do the area of the triangle, which is 1/2 times base times height. So now we're looking at this triangle. Now here's the deal. We can find a base and we can find a height, but neither one is labeled right on that triangle. Any thoughts as to what our base would be? Not 16, because it's just for the triangle, not for the whole figure.
Oh, it'd be 12.
How long is this?
5.
5, right? So that's going to be our base. So it's going to be 1/2 times 5, but we need to figure out our height. So we need to figure out this length. This would be our height. Anyone see how you could do that? Takes a little extra figuring. This is 16, right? The whole thing. This is 12. What is this?
3.
4.
4, right? This is 16. This is 12, so just go 16 minus 12. So that means 4 would be that length, which is our height. So in the triangle, we have a 5 and a 4 as our base and our height. So you would go 1/2 times 5 times 4, or 10 square centimeters. Okay, so there's the triangle, there's the rectangle. What's the area of the whole thing?
10 centimeters times.
Not times. You're just putting them together.
70.
You're adding them, right? It's 70. So the area of the figure would be 60 plus 10. Oops. 60 plus 10, which is 70 square centimeters. Okay? Questions?
No.
No.
Left eye.